Hey guys, this is Shawn Sanders. Thank you so much for clicking onto my channel. So hit that like button, subscribe, tell a friend about me. Just in case you wanted to know, you can find me on other social media platforms. Check me out on Periscope, Instagram, and Twitter. Same name, keeping it simple. So happy Friday, TGIF. It is Friday. Hopefully you don't have to work. I will be working tomorrow because I usually work 6 days a week. My weekend and going into next week is going to be so busy because my son is in wrestling, and God, I have a newfound respect for all those parents who have had their children in sports from the time they were pee-wee till high school. Like, my kids have never really stuck with anything. They dibbled and dabbled, and I've been okay with that because you don't know what you like until you try it. And I always tell me, once you try something, you need to just follow it through and be done. So my daughter was briefly in softball. My son did wrestling, and now my youngest son, who is a freshman, is now in wrestling, and he is completely focused. He hasn't even done a meet yet. The first meet is going to be tomorrow, and he's already gunning to be varsity. He wants to take down a varsity kid so that he can get varsity. I'm like, if you don't set it up high, then you don't aim for anything. So I'm encouraging him to do whatever. But the problem is that there's 3 boys in my neighborhood, and me and another parent, we rotate, and they have to be at the school at 5 a.m. And that's so that they can weigh in and all that stuff. And then we spent all this money because there's 21 boys and they're going to be competing, junior varsity. And they eat a lot. Teenage boys eat a lot anyway, but then when they are active, they eat a lot. And I am constantly now having to find ways to have food in the house. I mean, I always had to because there's friends, but it's a whole different thing when you're working out and burning calories. Because on Mondays and Wednesdays, they have 6 a.m. Workouts. Then they go to school, and then my freshman's lunch is so early. Then after school, they work out, and I pick them up at 6 and then bring them home. And so they want to eat on the way home. That's how hungry they are. So I've been having to do a lot of crock pot meals because he wants to eat. He doesn't want to wait for me to cook. So we got to pick up sandwiches, pick up fruit, and all that stuff for the meet tomorrow. So I have a whole new respect for the parents that have been doing this from, when they were little, because this is a lot. It is a lot. So, and then my older son, who's 17, he just started boxing, and he was so excited that yesterday he sparred for the first time, which is really big. He's been having some issues with dealing with the pain factor because he's been going Monday through Thursday boxing 2 hours. And last weekend he could barely get up. And I was like, drink water, you got to stretch, and you got to move because you cannot not move even though you don't feel good. But I can tell he's getting these real defined pectoral muscles. He's a strong kid anyway, and he has very little body fat. So he was really excited, and then he texted me this morning about getting him tuna and turkey. And the good thing about having kids who are athletic, especially now, because now diet is important to them, that now they're not going to be on my case about what I eat, and that they'll be more apt to eat the fruits and vegetables and things like that, because if you're going to be an athlete and take it seriously, you really got to watch your diet. And like my son, who's the wrestler, he wants to gain weight. And I told him, I said, yeah, well, you can gain weight, but you want to gain weight and gain muscle. And so, eating hot fries is not going to be it. You got to be really good about the calories you take in. So, now they're asking me questions about food and diet. So this is like a little mini Fitness Friday. So I just wanted to let you know what's going on in my life. And then, so tomorrow is the meet. And Sunday is my niece's birthday. She's going to be 22. So I'm driving to Fort Wayne to go spend the day with her. And then before you know it, guys, it's going to be Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I am going to be on camera for Nonstop November. I'm going to give you a little showcase of what I'm cooking. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm going to wish that for you ahead of time, just in case you don't click in on Thanksgiving. So I'm going to entitle this, Are We Now Team Phaedra? So, Justin J 1232 has the black V-neck rose. So I'm gonna have, this is gonna be my clutch my pearls. Okay, so I got my pearls on, and this is gonna be, I'm clutching my pearls. So because I've been monitoring the internet streets and all of the murmuring about Apollo getting engaged to this real estate woman and bringing her daughter to the prison. Like, who does that? And the dad is not happy about it. And I'm thinking to myself, so are we Team Phaedra now? Because last season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Phaedra has never been one about telling what is going on in her life. She kind of speaks in code. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people have never really been Team Phaedra, because it's like, be real, show us everything. And instead of showing us how you're such a wordsmith and that you have jobs and all this, why don't you let us in to knowing that you're a human being and that you are a wife and that you are struggling? Because anybody who's married or been in a long-term relationships, you have ups and downs. And while you're trying to sell us this fine specimen of a man that you have, and putting Kenya in her place, which at one point she should have, but trying to down Kenya for not having a man, your man has allegedly been out with this woman since 2013. I'm clutching my pearls. And now we hear that Bravo is filming with this chick and giving her all this fake stuff so she can see, this is what I'm talking about. You guys cannot be getting all into people who you think have stuff. So this woman is getting a loaner car and loaner wardrobe and loaner bags to perpetrate that she is a woman of means. I would ask, where did they do that at? But evidently they do that at Atlanta. And Atlanta is not looking good. Atlanta is not looking good. Just like LA we have this image of fakery. Atlanta is starting to look like that too. And on a smaller scale, like y'all trying to do a lot with less. And it doesn't make sense to me. Please help me understand that, because I don't understand that. Anyway. Are we Team Phaedra? Because she talked in code last year, especially when she was having problems with Kandi, saying that, I don't know where my husband's been. Evidently, he's been with that chick. She was saying that. Think about it. If you look at the old reruns last season, she was saying he hasn't been home for days. And I know they're going to bring it up because she even said, he's hanging out with your husband. So, which is kind of like trying to understand now why there was such of a rift between her and Kandi, which, being a married woman, if you have mutual friends, we all realize there are things that we are going to do for our friend. And it's like, listen, you're going to tell me something in confidence. I'm not going to say anything, but it's kind of shady. So I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just letting you know as a friend, that's not cool. I'm sure some of that has been going on, but Andy, ooh, that is shady. Do you guys think that is shady what Andy's doing, having the other woman film? Because I don't know, and please forgive me. I think I was on the channel Beautiful Soul Speaks, and they had the clip from, I think, Fameless, and they had where Peter was there, and maybe Todd was there, and the other woman was there. Like, I'm thinking to myself, how much of your soul do you have to sell to have the other woman filming? Like, and Phaedra's an attorney, so like, how much are you signing off of your soul? Because as a married woman, I would feel some kind of way if the other woman was in my premise, even if my husband was in jail. I would feel some kind of way. I really would. And the idea that this woman is bringing her daughter to prison and is not Apollo's, that is crazy to me. Phaedra's not bringing her own kids. Why is she doing that? Is he playing surrogate daddy to this little girl? That is some crazy mess. So tell me what you think, because I think that's crazy. I think the whole thing is crazy and out of control. So I'm not sure if I'm Team Phaedra, but now seeing everything that has been leaked out and that he's had this, I guess, underground relationship, that it kind of all makes sense about how Phaedra was feeling and how standoffish it was. Because, you know, she got drugged on the internet about not showing up at the court case. And, you know, Phaedra, you know, Southern Belle, she always comes across about, you know, being this proper lady. And I think, you know, many women would probably subscribe to the idea that, you know, we may have problems, but as soon as you put that out on Front Street, we're going to have a problem, and I'm not backing you. If we can keep it under wraps and I can deal with it, that's one thing. So probably he broke some kind of code, you know, and now that it was out there, she was like, I have no loyalty to you. So it makes a lot of things from last season make more sense. So let me know what you think. Nonstop November. Have a happy Friday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.